Welcome to episode 290 of Backpacking America in the new studios here, held by Barone Media Solutions, 80 Orville Drive, Bohemia, New York, 11716, Suite 130. We're back here with Tony.
You just doxed yourself.
Yeah, I did. I want people to come here. I want people to find me and abduct me. That's my goal. That's my goal. Because I got my two best shooters right here. I got Tony over here, Mr. Real Estate, Mr. Verizon. I got Derek over here, Mr. Union Carpenter, Mr. Carpenter. We're going to be talking about some serious shit. So, gentlemen, what do we think of foot fetishes?
Cut right to the chase.
I just cut right to the chase. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because every time I open up my Twitter account or my, like I'll see news-related things on Twitter, and then every once in a while, I'll see some wild shit on my feed where it's like some bitch shaking her titties, or it'll be like someone with their feet out. And I'm like, I only look at like media stuff, hunting, and memes. So I don't understand how I'm getting big titty.
Why is that pushed on us? I get the same thing.
You get the same thing, right?
Instagram?
Half of my Explore page is construction shit, and the other half is like feet and boobs. I don't get it. And every time I come across something, like I try to manipulate my algorithm so I see less and less of that stuff. You call me a conspiracy theorist. I think it's a little bit poisoning to just be swiping in general, but swiping and you see stuff like that, it's like, what the hell, you know?
Dude, I feel like there's a button that says not interested. No matter how many times I press that button, it does not affect my For You page. It literally doesn't. And it's not like I'm fucking looking at that type of shit either. But yeah, I pop up.
Well, you are looking at it. It makes you look at it.
True. I guarantee I pop up my For You page, just big titty goth girl.
No, literally.
For no reason. Like I'll like one photo of Rhea Ripley, and then it's just recommending all of this shit.
No, literally. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because it's like I know that one like when you like one thing, you're just done. You got to be so careful with what you like.
All right, gentlemen, pull up your Explore pages.
All right, we're gonna have to do it. Let's see it. Should I go through like all of my Explore pages?
I'm just gonna go to this little. Oh my gosh! All right, here we go.
All right, we gotta hit it with a refresh. We gotta hit it.
Hit it with a refresh.
Hit it with a refresh.
See what we have here.
Copy.
Okay. All right.
So far, it's all. Show. Okay, yeah, show that one.
So here we go. We got some union stuff here. We got some working out. We got this thing. We got some gym monkey.
Gym monkey.
After, you know what? Actually, I'm not really getting much. All right, let's check our reels now. All right, so we got. Okay. This, you got the MILFs on here. All right. Okay. Why is this?
Mine is just memes and goth girls.
Memes and goth girls. What is that?
Show me this.
What is that?
It's like. Why is that?
Because you look at it.
I can appreciate that, though. I can appreciate
You could have. Oh wow!
the cat videos.
I'm gonna. Oh, I'm not playing that on the bike.
Ass on my feed. Let me see.
I literally scrolled halfway down. I got like some Nazi memes, and
go.
then I got some goth girls.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let me see that. Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly.
Blue collar.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking
Blue
about.
collar.
Nah, literally, look. Now I'm getting like some gym girls shit going on. You know what I mean? And then I'll get like some redacted memes that I can't post
How many
because
swipes does it take to get to the boobies?
3.
That's fucking
3 swipes.
insane.
And it's like, this is what kids are, and this is a problem that I have, that I encounter like in my business when I talk to people that want to market and advertise. They're like, I don't like social media because I don't agree with the fact that it's alienating ourselves from each other, or that, you know, there's pornography on there, or that there's all these other OnlyFans gimmicks. And it's like, I have to do so much damage control to be like, yeah, there's bad aspects of it, but the great thing is that you can contribute to pushing all that out, because by you getting on here, you're adding in a bunch of content to hopefully push that stuff out. And, you know, those eyeballs are going to be directed to something positive.
It doesn't seem that no matter what you post, it gets pushed out, because the stuff always pops up no matter what. Yeah. I actually did this experiment where I created a new Instagram with a fresh algorithm, and the like stock algorithm, the one that it comes with, is butt and boobs.
Seriously.
Stock algorithm, brand new account.
Butt boobs.
Butt boobs.
Butt boobs.
You want to know something crazy?
What?
If you, like, when I first made all my business accounts and everything, especially with Instagram, because we're bringing this up, even you just creating a brand new Instagram account, even if you just link, like, you know how you have the hub so you can switch between accounts, just linking that new account there, your algorithm bleeds over. Like, it doesn't start you out fresh. And it's like, for my business account, all I do is I like pictures of houses, I like listings, I only look at that stuff, but then the For You page will still be like memes. It's just like random retarded shit.
No, literally. I mean, it's like, when you said the hub at first, I thought you meant Pornhub. I was like, bro, that's crazy. But I don't know. I have like my own theories on that too. I feel like a lot of the algorithm is designed. Well, one, sex sells. It's an old advertising adage that I was actually taught when I was in my marketing class in college by this 70-year-old professor. But he's very true. If you have butt boobs on like your brand new Instagram account, think of how long you're going to spend, how much longer you're going to spend.
It depends on the person.
Yeah.
You know, but you got an old man who just made a fresh Instagram. He's going to be scrolling through that.
He's going to be smacking his shit.
I used to have to find the Maggies back in the day, and now it's so accessible.
Especially when you got like all the gym influencers. And that's like another thing too that really like bugs me about it is like fitness in whole has been kind of corrupted by like this hypersexualization.
That is what people will look at. They're not going to listen to your advice when people are just scrolling through and they're getting that fucking little dopamine hit. They're not going to watch a video about you explaining what to eat and how to work out. Your ass is on the screen. They're probably going to sit there and watch.
Well, it's not that they don't engage when you have the advice. I do see high engagement with content like that in my day-to-day work, but what really sells it more, what expands it, is having a hot girl. Like, there's a personal trainer I'm friends with, and his stuff did well on his own, but he had his girlfriend in pretty much like a bikini next to him while he was talking about fitness, and then it tripled. So it's like the effect, sex still does sell, but it's at the point now where it's like there's girls that are like turning 18 and they're hyped to get onto an OnlyFans or like be a gym fluencer, but they're really just posting pictures of their ass like a million times a day.
The good thing about it, to come out of it, is that those types of workers now, it's so much safer than, you know, working the corner and being an actual prostitute.
That's true.
But then it's also sad that people don't have any respect for themselves to where they just want to sell their body.
Not for nothing though. You fucking make a lot of money off that shit.
You could.
Honestly, if I don't know, would I do it if I was a girl with big hooters? I don't know, because I'm a girl with big hooters. But fucking quick $500K a year. Fuck it, bro. It's a lucrative industry.
You know what was really lucrative for a time? Me and you talked about this a lot. Was drop shipping.
Yeah. Well,
Drop
it was.
shipping blew up.
I don't know if I know you can make money off of it, or I've done a little bit of research on it, but I think what's even more lucrative with the drop shipping is people advertising their drop shipping course to sell you their. Look at me, I made all this money drop shipping. You want to learn how? $1,000 a month. Take my course. You know, I think that is actually what probably makes more money than drop shipping itself. People are going to buy that course, they're going to get lost, and then they're going to stop doing it.
Pretty much. That's why, like, even social media courses, like, there's a lot of people that will take a social media course and they'll pay like $1,500 for like 2 or 3 videos that explain how to do social media. And I've even thought about it because it's like, dude, like, the course is passive income. You want to be successful? You want to do this? Like,
because once you make it, you just made it. You just have the website there. Hey, go buy this. Promote your course. Most TikTok people do that. Like a lot of, like, you know, the Sigma male, like look maxing guys.
yo,
they run those courses.
yo, mewing, bro. You guys know what mewing is?
Yeah.
Bro, like, so for our listeners, mewing is when, like, you're trying to improve your jawline, so you're working out the muscles in your jaw, and it's so stupid.
It's actually you're suction cupping your tongue to the roof of your mouth, because keeping your tongue like that is working your lower jaw muscles, and it also forces your jaw forward. Or so I've been told.
You ever see those fucking chewy things that people chew on to, like, work their jaw out? I don't know if you've ever seen that. No, it's like this fucking rubber grommet that you just fucking suck on like a pacifier and you chew it. It's supposed to work on the jaw muscles a little bit.
That's so insane.
Chew on spirit gum, which is like that gum that you can chew forever.
Really? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine the bacteria on that shit? That's a lot of bacteria.
Is it reusable? Like you crack it out of a thing, or is it like a fucking chunk that you wash? You pop it back in, put it in your pocket for a little while.
Like there's a tin, and it technically is reusable. Like you can just chew it forever, but it's like there's a bunch of them.
That's so wild, bro. You're basically putting dirty foot wad in your mouth. Like,
I mean, I don't know how dirty your mouth is, but you know, I have good basic hygiene.
Bro, listen, I brush my teeth twice a day, but still, I mean, you know, sometimes you get that taste. That taste.
One time I get that taste is when I'm blackout hungover and I wake up the next day and then all the bacteria is just on your tongue.
You know what that taste comes from, I think? I think when you don't eat anything for a while, you fucking your body doesn't have any more like calories to burn in your stomach, so it starts burning fat, and that's what makes your breath smell like shit.
No shit.
You go into keto, even if you, like, say you haven't eaten anything, you fucking ate a bagel at 8 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night hits, you still haven't eaten anything, and you just got like that fucking taste. That's because you're burning fat, and that's what makes your breath. My fucking uncle fasted for like a while. His breath was kicking, bro. But he lost a lot of weight. But I'm just saying, in general, yeah, definitely, it creates an aroma when you start burning fat.
Yo, I wonder what that crackhead that we played dice with. I wonder what his breath smelled like.
I don't want to know, but that's you gotta have an imagination. You know what I mean?
Should we tell the podcast the story?
Yeah, sure. You're
right.
a good storyteller.
I'm a good storyteller. All right, so we're in Bayshore. We're cooked, and we're walking around, and we go to this place called the Cortland, and we were like, all right, we're gonna go outside, and we see this crackhead. He's like, yo, let's play some dice. I want to play some dice. Duh. And we're like, and he's like this ghetto ass dude, and his pants are like right under his ass cheeks, so his cheeks are just like perfectly defined in his boxers, bro. It's horrible. So Derek over here is like, yeah, man, we'll play dice. So it was me, you, Kenny, and me, you, and Kenny that night. Mm-hmm. So me and Kenny are sitting back, and you and the crackhead are playing dice.
There was another dude there. There was a third guy. We all played for $1. And he was so excited to play for this $1. He was shaking the dice for like 5. He did not want to lose his $1. He's like, I'm winning the big bucks. I'm winning the big bucks. Shaking the dice. He's like, I'm about to bust. And threw the dice down.
Yo, remember when he's like, I need a shorty to blow on my shit.
I was like, no more. I was like, all right, now we're fucking screaming at woman walking on the street. I was like,
he went up
no
to
more.
a group of 20 girls. I was like, yo, can you blow on my shit for good luck?
No more.
And I was like, and for context, he wasn't talking about his dick. He was talking about the dice in his hands. He wanted a girl to kiss the dice, but he's like, yo, come blow on my shit. Can you imagine if a dude's cracked out? He walks up to shorty and he's like, yo, come blow on my shit. Like, what do you think? What do you think he's asking for? He's not asking, like, that's why he was cracked out. I miss Bayshore. I love Bayshore. Just for that reason. Remember when we were walking down the street and we saw like this guy smoking crack and this girl was fiending for a hit? And she was like, yo, bro, come on, I got $5, bro. And he's like, no, it's $10.
Yeah,
it's $10.
That was kind of sad.
It was sad. But, I mean, like, I've never seen that before in my entire life. In the street, you know what I mean?
First time I saw somebody smoking crack, I was 15 years old. I was working in a basement out in Flatbush. We were renovating a fish market basement. All the fucking water was dripping down from the concrete slab above, so we had to do some excavation. Everything was done by hand. So the owner of the building had his laborers. So it was the contractor I was working for, and me, and a couple of other guys with our company, and a couple guys that the building owner hired. I don't know how much he charged them. So I'm down there. Me and this guy Tony are working, and he goes, yo, that crazy motherfucker smoking crack. And I turn around, and this bull he's standing behind the fucking thing, torching, bro, big ass cloud of smoke. He was like, yo, little man, come over here, bro. He's like, you don't want to be breathing that shit in. I was like, God damn, bro, that shit was real, bro. That shit was a real deal out there.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Come smoke some crack with me. Smoke some fucking crack.
Bro, you know that his armpits were sweaty, too. You know his pits were stinky.
Dude. It's now, like, that smell is permanently stuck in my nose. Like, I know what crack smells like, so now it's just like...
It smells like gasoline, right?
It smells like Lysol, kind of like a flowery... Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it. It's kind of indescribable, but yeah, that bitch was smoking crack, and it was crazy.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I remember there was... I don't even know what I was going to say. Never mind. Did you ever see anything, Anthony, when you were like going through houses or whatever? You ever see any like crack activities?
I got a story for you.
Oh man.
A little bit of my own lore.
Oh man.
So my dad, who I have not seen in like 15 years, good fucking riddance. When he did have visitation, I would see him on the weekends when I was a little kid. He would take me over. He like rented a room from one of his buddies. And I didn't know this at the time, but they were all fucking crackheads. I don't know if my dad was doing it, because for like some preface, my dad is a guy who was a preppy stockbroker, owned a fucking restaurant. He worked for the actual Wolf of Wall Street. Yes.
No shit.
So eventually, we're on Long Island. He moves back into the city, and then goes to Florida. And my mom ends up selling his friend's house when they moved out or something eventually. So she's going through the house. They already left. They're just selling it. And she literally finds crack pipes all over the house.
Oh shit.
Yep.
No
So
shit.
my dad would leave me to be babysat by like his friend and his crackhead friend's girlfriend, who they were fucking hitting it up. It was hidden between the beds, underneath the fucking windowsills, just pipes.
Oh shit.
And I have vivid memories of going with my mom as she's cleaning out the house, and her finding the fucking pipe, pulling it out and showing me and being like, your father was leaving you with crackheads, and that's why they were passed out all the time.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How long ago was that when they moved out?
At least like almost 20 years ago now.
20 years ago.
I was like
Holy
6.
Shit. That's crazy. Yeah, no, my house used to actually be owned by crackheads. And we used to, when we first moved in for like the first like 10 years, there'd be people, they'd like come knock on the door asking for like the people that used to live there, and we'd be like, no, like like they do not live here anymore. That's crazy, man. Drugs on Long Island are a big thing. Like even like the heroin needles, like all over Mastic and shit like that. Like it's crazy. I wonder why. Like why like heroin and crack out here? You know what I mean? It's like
On the West Coast, it's more meth and tweakers, and down south, out here, it's like heroin and crack.
Heroin, crack, yeah. Is there any? Do you know like why?
I don't know. There may be some sort of supply chain logistic thing, maybe that it's easier to get out on the West Coast or down south.
You gotta think drug cartel. I mean, for the most part, where are these drugs coming from? Most people would say the South border,
Yeah, South.
Especially with how things are now, where you can just walk across. But that's like crazy to think of the logistics of the drug cartel. Like
they have one-man submarines packed out with coke, and they'll like fly through the water. It's
Yo, that shit's crazy. I've seen the videos, dude.
Bro,
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy how that little dinky piece of shit can make it through the water, but the Titanic submarine couldn't?
Somebody fucking, that thing goes from here to here. Somebody just made a couple $100,000 maybe. I don't know. Those things are fucking packed out. I've seen the videos.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are fully loaded. I don't know what the fucking wholesale market is or any of the market, but them motherfuckers are making money, bro.
And
that ship touches down, they make a lot of money.
And you know what's fucked up? I think the DARE program is the reason that drugs are so big. I'm not even gonna lie. You remember when DARE would come into our school and they'd be like, "This is how you smoke marijuana. This is how you make crack." They told us how to make crack, bro. Like the police officer would come in fully kitted out with the Glock on his hip, and they'd be like, "Yeah, you make crack by mixing a quarter cup of this and da-da-da-da-da." And then they would like, I don't know. It was just really crazy. They would talk about like Four Loko and how you'd get like really fucked up, and it's so funny because I remember being in middle school. And the DARE officer was talking about Four Loko and how you get really fucked up off it. And a bunch of kids were like, "Oh, I've never tried Four Loko. I'm going to try it now." And they started pounding Four Loko. Like, actually, like, that's how a lot of kids, I remember at least a few of them in our middle school got hooked on.
Didn't they
on
change
4
the
Loko.
formula for Loco, like in the last 10, 15
They
years?
did, yeah. They took the caffeine out.
yeah, there's caffeine in it.
Yeah, there was caffeine.
People were dying.
Yeah, they were getting the cardiac
Because
arrest.
if you drink more than one, and if like the maximum amount of caffeine that you're supposed to have per day is 400 milligrams. So, and that's why I feel like most people are so surprised when they hear about Hard Monster and it's no caffeine. Well, it's like Well, if there was, you would only be able to drink one. You know, if you want to get drunk, you're drinking a couple drinks. Like if realistically, if you're drinking more than 400 milligrams of caffeine, you're putting yourself at a lot of risk. Yeah. And that's also a problem with today's age of like this gym influencer era, because people are just pounding pre-workout like it's nothing.
Do you believe in pre-workout?
Oh, I believe in it.
I don't believe in it.
It definitely works, but the problem is you get such a reliance on it. Like, yeah, I can have a great workout by myself any day of the week, but if I'm feeling down, it's liquid motivation. If there's that one day I don't want to go to the gym, I'm like, oh, I'm not really feeling it today. The second I take that pre-workout, I'm fucking amped. I'm hitting
it's
it.
Like 250 milligrams of like, for me, like I just slam a cup of coffee.
But it's not just the caffeine. There's other ingredients.
Like what?
Like beta-alanine, andrin, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, like hydrous.
Hydrous?
You ever hear of Bucked Up? Are you familiar with Bucked Up pre-workout?
Yeah, they use the
deer antler velvet.
Yeah,
that stuff is actually banned in NFL and like major league sports. So I'm thinking like, all right, if you're taking something that's considered a performance enhancer, I don't know. Listen, I don't have any fucking thing against enhancements. I don't do them personally, so that's why I stay away from pre-workout. I try to do everything without using chemical enhancements.
I would get addicted if I took like pre-workout.
I was addicted. I was so fucking. So when I first started working out, I mean, I was a 130-pound little string bean. So I was like, going through the entire motions of getting into the gym and working out, and protein and creatine and this and that, and then I got on a pre-workout because it was like, oh, I'll try it out. And dude, the second I switched to pre-workout, I was having the best lifts of my life.
Really?
Like it really does help because it delivers energy with the right formula. Of course, the shit pre-workouts that just are under dosages and rip-offs and all that type of stuff. But it delivers energy throughout your workout because it's a delayed reaction. It's not like I take it and then boom, I got the fucking jitters. It literally takes like an hour for it slowly kicks in. So that way, when you're mid-set, the energy kicks in and you can squeeze out a bunch more. But I was a complete idiot. I was just taking pre-workout whenever I went to the gym, which most of the time was at night. So I would take 200, 300 milligrams of caffeine, 9 o'clock at night.
You're up till 6.
Just fucking going crazy at the gym. And then it got to the point where I was just taking caffeine for fun, just because it was literally every single night. And then it was like 2 years ago, almost now, like a year and a half, I just said, okay, I'm going to cut cold turkey. I'm going to cut it out of my system.
I remember you did that.
Yeah, so 6 months, cold turkey, no caffeine, nothing, no caffeine from soda. But what I did do is when I was getting those cravings or the withdrawals, I supplemented it with sugar. So I would literally just fiend for like Skittles, Starburst, or soda without caffeine in it, just higher sugar. Because, I would rather have I've never had a dependence on sugar, but supplementing that for the caffeine definitely helped. And then now I'm at the point where I don't need it. I'll take pre-workout or even just an energy drink sometimes before if I want to have a really good workout. But for the most part, it's not a need, but
it helps.
It's the best way to put it is liquid motivation.
I did something similar when I quit cigarettes. What I did was I quit cigarettes cold turkey, and then I took Tylenol and I would drink caffeine. And I did that for about a week, and then I was like, good. You know what I mean? But I didn't smoke like every day. It was just getting to the point where it was starting to become every day, and I'm like, all right, this isn't good. I'm gonna die. So I used to smoke Newport 100s too.
Oh, terrible.
So that was even worse. It's a motherfucking Newport. But
how do you feel about Zyn?
I think it's kind of retarded. Just smoke a cigarette or something. Just it's like.
At least it won't give you throat cancer.
Yeah, but it'll give you tongue cancer.
It's just a nicotine pouch.
Nicotine's a cancer-causing agent. So what nicotine does is it opens your esophageal sphincter,
Sphincter.
Sphincter.
Yeah, it opens your sphincter.
So you gotta take a shit. When I fucking drink a cup of coffee in the morning, I hit my jewel, I'm ready to take a shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. You opened like God's mouth.
Yeah,
and then
fucking everything from yesterday just flows right out, bro. It's like effortless. Taking a shit, fucking hitting the jewel, dude. It's like,
bro, mud butt. The
godlike.
mud butt is real.
Yeah,
the mud butt's real, bro. Sometimes when I was in college, sometimes what I do is I'd rip the jewel while I was shitting just to push more shit out. That was gnarly. As he just rips his
You
jewel.
guys talking about it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta rip the jewel.
So one thing I do want to raise awareness on here is, I don't know, not even raise awareness, I just don't know why sometimes, but you go to the shop and like sometimes the pots come fucking dark. Not dark, but that's like yellow. Normally they're pretty clear. I don't know. It beats the shit out of me.
It's probably because it could be bootlegged, or it
Could be
could just be an
bootlegged.
older pod.
Could come from a different fucking manufacturing facility.
I used
Bless.
to. Thank you.
Somebody could have been ripping the jewel while they were manufacturing the pods, fucked up the concoction. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you're smoking Chinese battery pack. I mean, you know.
Well, the thing about this actually versus the elf bars and the air bars and shit, these are like regulated. Those
Okay.
aren't. Do you ever see the video of the guys testing out the elf bars in the factory?
No.
It's pretty fucking brutal, bro.
Really?
This guy has like a fucking tray of them, like a fucking tray of 100. He's like testing every single one gets tested. I guess that's the quality control, but motherfuckers.
Your quality control is some old Chinese dude huffing on
Bro,
it.
I'm so serious. There's a video of literally that. Has a fucking thing of them, and he's just hitting every single one to make sure it produces vapor.
Fuck that. That guy's gonna die.
Those aren't regulated though.
Yeah, no.
Those are not regulated. So, it gets to a fucking certain thing. You start burning cotton, and who the fuck knows what.
Well, that's
what
how
else
the
is in there.
Chinese. That's how the Chinese and our foreign adversaries are gonna kill us. They're trying to pump us. They're like, yo, let's pump these guys full of drugs.
Fentanyl and stuff like that.
Fentanyl.
You were actually it's actually I don't know if it still is. It was legal to buy precursor chemicals for fentanyl.
Really?
So in other words, the chemicals that are required to make fentanyl, you can order from China, and China had no ban on exporting them, and people were ordering them here to make fentanyl.
Really?
I don't know what the laws are now. I watched a couple of documentaries about it. It's pretty interesting. But
That's
a lot of it
intense.
did come from there, or it comes from there to Mexico and then gets smuggled across the border, or some fucking chemist makes it. But most of the time it gets ordered. You have to order some certain stuff to make.
See, like, this is the thing, too. And it's funny because a lot of the tweakers are, like, really paranoid about China or, like, a new world order. And it's like, bro, you're contributing to it by, like, killing yourself with the drugs. Like, if you stop doing drugs, you're cutting off the supply chain to the foreign adversaries that are trying to overthrow the United States. So, like, if you just stop giving them money, you stop smoking, you'll be a stronger person, and you're going to not fund a foreign enemy. I mean, right now, the CIA and the U.S. State Department are in full belief that Iran is going to launch a major attack against the United States and Israel within the next couple of days. So it's like we're getting to that point.
I'm sitting here at a fucking podcast table, so I don't know what the fuck. What am I gonna do about it? They don't give a fuck.
You know what I think is like on that subject of like funding our foreign adversaries, things like Temu, TikTok Shop, like how they're here now, and you could just buy all this the cheap bullshit from China.
Yeah. Well, the thing, and it's so funny about the TikTok thing. Like, I believe TikTok should be banned. I'm not a fan of Tencent, nor do I even think it's a great advertising medium for companies. I actually did this in my last podcast episode 289. Go check it out. But the thing is, we also have 421 other Chinese companies on just our app store, and we have thousands of Chinese companies that own land and other hard assets in the United States, as well as other companies that do digital business. Farmland.
Lots of farmland is
Dowling College. Dowling College is owned by the Chinese.
Yep.
Bill Gates owns the farmland too. He probably sells it
Bill
to the
Gates
Chinese.
is also buying up a lot of farmland as well.
That guy's a weirdo. But I want to close it out by saying, the Chinese thing is real, but like if we're gonna go after TikTok, we should go after all of them. We shouldn't just go after TikTok alone. It's a great way to be like poignant because it is a serious security threat. They do, have access to influence, millions of people around the world. They have access to your phone too. They could directly see how we're thinking. It's not like just making a Facebook account in China and watching Marianne post her fucking flower pictures. It's now you're seeing like everything and anything. So it's a really disturbing trend. I mean, we should probably do that with Facebook in China, but whatever. But we need to go after all the foreign companies that are here, kick all of them out, because that's,
I wish, and I know they would never ever do this because it loosens everybody's control over everything. But I wish that social media companies gave you the option to have your pages like how things used to be. Like, I follow this person because I want to see their stuff. So if I'm not following you, I'm not going to see your shit, Like if you had an option to turn the algorithm off, which I know they would never do.
No, that would kill their advertising. That would actually destroy.
Have you ever bought anything off of a direct advertisement from Instagram, like a sponsored thing, or Facebook? Have you ever purchased anything off of there?
I have.
I don't know how the fuck you have. Yeah. I don't know how it doesn't work on me. What have you bought?
I bought like a gym shirt, because when I was, so heavy into the gym, and there was a lack of like anime gym merch, but a lot of, small party people were making their own.
I see what you're saying.
It kept recommending me like really cool shirts, so I was like, whatever.
It was good quality?
Yeah, honestly. Like the shirt itself.
Is that the only thing you've ever bought?
Yeah. All this other shit and just like,
what? I don't know. I don't see how that could be effective.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe it's effective on other people, but I don't really see anything that they want to.
Definitely is.
I don't really see anything.
TikTok shop.
It's got to be effective if they're doing it so much.
Well, it's effective like for clothing and just for like Stanley Cups, tumblers, shit like that. But like, I have a client of mine that he bought a social media service or an email marketing service off of Instagram Shop, and he got screwed massively. So like, the point of advice I would make is don't buy anything service based online. If there's a shop link, if it's a legitimate company advertising it, that's one thing. But if it's like some random company that's like, oh yeah, click to buy our service here, and then you input your credit card information, it's probably not going to work out the best for you. But I don't buy anything on the TikTok shop. I don't buy anything on the Instagram
There's
shop.
nothing on there that I want to buy.
Yeah.
To be honest. But I do get ads.
Yeah.
Being a fucking regular swiper like everybody else, fucking swiping through, you get ads for merchandise or items or whatever the fuck it is. I've never bought anything.
I don't even really trust it. I mean, it's nice to know that it worked out for you and it was a good quality. How much was the shirt that you bought?
Like $30.
That's not bad.
It was like a Baki Hanma shirt because that's like a kind of like a niche anime. But it was a cool design. It wasn't printed the best because, of course, I also just don't follow wash instructions. So I put it in the washer and dryer and then,
Yeah.
But it still holds up.
I don't follow wash instructions either. That's why, like, I'm very picky with, like, the shirts I get. But, a lot of that stuff is, like, $30 or less. You know what kills me? I love seeing the TikToks where it's like, have you seen the Coors Banquet TikToks? So there's like a bunch of people, they'll make like a Coors Banquet shirt and they're like, oh, I feel so sorry for the people that didn't know this was $3. And then you'll click on the link and it's $45. And I'm like, what fucking marketing technique is this? This is not good.
Do people buy that? People must pay for that though. If they're doing it that much, people must buy it and they must pay for it. I thought the original purpose of the algorithm was to find out what you like and advertise shit that you would want to buy.
Yeah.
But I just don't understand how
it gets routed.
I just don't understand how it's fucking that effective, that it's worth like doing all this fucking computer shit, that fucking advanced shit. I just don't understand how it's worth it. I just don't see it.
I have clients I don't even boost posts for. I go on YouTube Shorts and I'll just like cut up reels of their podcasts and they'll get phone calls and web traffic will increase 75%. And it's like service-based stuff half the time. I'll do stuff for some clients for martial arts studios. I'll put up like some cool reels I did of like the kids fighting or like some demonstrations of moves and shit, and 15 clients will come in the door. It's very like for people like me, like all of us.
Is that paid? Like, do they pay Instagram to boost their posts, or is that just from posting on their page?
Both. It's from both.
Okay.
So like it does well on its own, but my client does have an advertising budget and it gets a few thousand more views than it normally would. And that's how a lot of it, and that's how the algorithm is working. Because when they first made the algorithm, it was kind of like, oh, like if they like the post, they'll see more of it. But then they're like, wait a minute, what if we boost the post, that we reroute and prioritize the algorithm to this account and push everything out? What happens is when you boost, you're taking over the bandwidth space that would be allocated to everyone else, but they're pushing everyone else down to prioritize the people that paid.
That's how it works with Zillow, being a realtor.
Really?
Like you buy a slot in a certain area. And so basically how it'll work is, so you buy a slot in a certain area, and depending on what percentage, like say there's like 100% of this pie. So say you buy 75% and someone else has 25%. So basically Zillow's gonna route all of the leads to you first because you have more of a percentage. But say you don't pick up your phone, all right, then it's going to the next guy. And the way they prioritize, you know, like when you search in an area and it'll be like, oh, local realtors, if you have more percentage, then you're going to show up first compared to, you know, the person who only has 25%.
Wow. Yeah.
Or you could just buy out an entire area to where
crap.
Zillow will, if anybody who looks up this area, will be routed only to you.
Really?
Of course, that's more expensive, but
But
that's
it's
how
worth
it
it
works.
if you're going to do Zillow marketing. And that's like how social media marketing works as well. I always recommend my clients get a social media advertising budget put together. And the great thing about like the advertising budget, and this is what's crazy about it, is like $300 a month and you'll get like thousands of more views and you'll get more engagement on a percentage basis than you would if you were to just post on your own. I mean, I don't boost any of my shit. I actually, for my podcast, I am banned from Meta advertising because I made a post about how banning gas stoves is stupid. And they're like, oh, that goes against our community guidelines. But I post every day, if not multiple times a day. So that alone can have you compete with a boosted ad. If you just keep, especially if it's good content and you just post like over and over and over again, you know, you're going to get more engagement that way. The algorithm is very interesting. That was the crazy. Did you just rip ass?
I was just thinking the same thing. I saw his head tilted. He's like,
Nah, I'm just tapping my fingers.
Nah, that's crazy. This man just ripped ass.
You hear this?
chair.
Wait.
That's what you were doing?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm fucking autistic and I'm tapping my fingers.
It looked like you were flicking your balls too. What the fuck were you doing, bro?
Yeah, right on the cast.
Well, gentlemen, that was a very good episode 290. Thank you for ringing in the inaugural Backpacking America Bro Media Solutions studio show. So I appreciate you.
Congratulations on the new studio, Anthony. It's a very good place. You're going to do big things here.
Thank you, sir.
He's moving up in the world.
Yep.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Gentlemen, it's been an honor. Everyone, thank you again for listening. See you next time.